What makes Maid Brigade different from the other cleaning services in the area?
We were the first company to go to green cleaning. We want you to come home and enjoy your house. And health, too, because your house is clean and healthy.
Welcome back to the Built Local podcast. Today we have a special guest on, Jay Archer from Maid Brigade of Jacksonville. Jay, how are you doing today?
Doing great. I mean, it's Florida, so who wouldn't be doing great?
The weather has been amazing for us this week in Florida. It's been like 50s in the morning and like mid 70s in the day. No complaints.
Yeah,
It's
about the
it's
same.
it's a great way to live life. Obviously, we get the brunt of the heat most of the rest of the year, but I'll enjoy it while we've got it. But yeah, Jay, for anybody who doesn't know who you are or who Maid Brigade is, tell us a little bit about yourself and your business.
Hmm. Well, um, we're maids. We're a house cleaning company. We like to think of ourselves as more than maids. Maybe the closest we could come is like maybe we're the Ritz Carlton of house cleaning.
Awesome.
And I say that because there's a lot of things that we do differently than other maid companies. We're very focused on customer service. That's the first thing. And, people want to see the same faces show up. And we've got a very good longevity among our maids and keeping houses and maids together and all that. So, we've got all that. But beyond that, we have a great training program. We have a great vetting program. So
Mm.
we've got maids who have been with us for 10 years.
Wow.
And the only reason we have some that have been here for about a year is that we had to hire new people because we were growing.
Yeah.
So we couldn't be happier with our people. And
Awesome.
just as a little aside on that, I will tell you that, and I'll tell you more about how we got into the business in the first place, but here was the surprise we had. When we got here, we thought, oh, it'll be the cleaning business. It'll be this and that. And what we didn't expect was to fall in love with the staff the way we have.
Mm.
And because these ladies that are on our staff come to us with whatever issues they've got going on. And every single one of them have something going on in their lives that makes things difficult. So
Yeah.
we saw right away that if we could give them a place to come to work where they were valued and respected and, dare I say it, loved. I mean, I know that's kind of not what you're supposed to do when you're managing people, but I think they get that, and they understand that. So, you know, it it makes for great longevity on the one hand, but it also gives us a great satisfaction knowing that that's what we're providing for these people. And it really, we take care of them before we take care of the customers because they got to take care of the customers. I mean, we talk to them when they call in here, but we don't have as much contact. I mean, these people become part of the family.
For sure.
And so, we do a great job and we're very innovative in how we clean and all that. But that's the main thing is the people that we have doing the work for us.
Yeah, no, that's amazing. That's been a recurring theme of the show. It's like if you take care of your employees, you take care of your people, they'll take care of your customers, and you end up with a great business. So, you touched on it a little bit, but how did you get into Maid Brigade?
Mhm. Kind of a circuitous route.
Okay.
I ha- I had been in franchising on the other side for, dare I say, 30 years.
Nice.
And going from one concept to another. I didn't job hop or anything like that, but I had been involved in actually the franchise development side
Okay.
and putting people in business. And I loved seeing people get into business for themselves and being successful and setting that up. And my husband and I both always kind of wanted to be on the other side of that. He's a business consultant, so he's very smart and he's always, telling people how to run their business more profitably and all that. He's real good at that. And um, so we wanted to be in business for ourselves, but the concepts that I was developing I don't want anything to do with those. I mean, restaurant business is fun. My husband once owned a restaurant and he loved it, but your time is never your own. And so there was really nothing that kind of struck a nerve. And then I went to work for Maid Brigade at the office in Atlanta, and I was doing franchise development there.
Mm.
And as things kind of went along, after a few months, this opportunity came up here in Jacksonville.
Yeah.
And Ken and I looked at each other and we said, hey, the weather's warm.
Yeah.
They got the ocean. Let's see if we can make this work. So we came down and we took over this operation.
Real quick, if you're a local business owner and you want to start getting customers from Google, you know how important Google reviews are. Every week, I talk to business owners just like you across hundreds of industries who know reviews matter, but never seem to have the time or the system in place to actually get them. That's exactly why I've spent the last 2 years building Review Harvest. We built it with a non-tech savvy business owner in mind, so anybody can set it up in minutes and start getting reviews today. It automates the process of getting real reviews from your customers, responding to those reviews, and repurposing them across your website and across your social media platforms. It's a set it and forget it software. You can get it all set up in about 10 minutes and you never have to worry about reviews again. We can integrate into the tools you're already using so you don't have to change a thing. You don't have to train your team on how to request reviews. You don't have to request them manually. You get customers, we get your reviews. It's simple as that. And the first play in our playbook is what we call a review reactivation. You probably have hundreds or thousands of previous customers who loved your service but never left your review. So a lot of times our users can double or even triple their reviews just in the first couple months of working with us when we do that review reactivation. That's incredible. That's a sign of a great company, when what you're doing on the franchise development side is so enticing and it's so good that you want to go step into it yourself, step into that opportunity. Because yeah, I'm sure there's franchises out there and people on the development side, they're like, ooh, I don't want to be on the other side, right? But it's obviously that Maid Brigade's a great company that, hey, let's go take this opportunity. So you get started, y'all go down to Jacksonville. What was the first year in business like? How did things get rolling?
Well, first year in business was pretty tough. Ken was mostly still in Atlanta doing his thing. And so I wasn't running back to Atlanta, but he was running back and forth himself. Wow. He's the one that always had to run. But we started and we took over this business had been here for quite a while. And the person who originally owned it had been very successful at it. I mean, it's hard to quantify how successful in today's dollars she actually was. And then somebody bought the business from her and he thought, oh, it's a great business. It's already doing good. I can just sit behind the desk and be a big shot and collect coupons.
Yeah.
So it started to decrease and it went down pretty far. And he called up the home office one day and he said, I'm shutting her down. And of course, oh, no, don't do that.
Yeah.
So the then vice president and another franchisee took it over and ran it for a while. And then that's kind of when Ken and I came along and said, hey, how about us? So when we got here, we had a lot of rebuilding to do because the brand had kind of suffered in its reputation. And he hadn't done a lot for marketing, taking care of people, all that. So there was some work to do. So we went right to work. And we started actually on Independence Day in 2010. So, it's kind of an interesting day to mark when we started in business. But the last half of that year was pretty rough and we were rebuilding. But once the first of the year rolled around and we started to build momentum, we started to build and people appreciated, they could tell even the customers that we had retained, they could see a difference in how things were being done.
Yeah.
And we started to build and we built very quickly and we have enjoyed, growth ever since. So
yeah,
that's
awesome.
And I will say, in the first, there were days when I was out cleaning, even some weekends when Ken was out cleaning. But, first of all, customers need to know you're going to get the house clean one way or the other. So, and the ladies needed to know, we respect what you do and we're going to be right there with you when we have to. So it kind of all worked together. And, everybody knew we made an appointment to get your house clean. We were going to clean it no matter what it took. And it was going to be a really good job.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. That's incredible. And I think that is something that I've heard a couple of times about, taking over a business that might have a downward trajectory. And sometimes that can even be harder than build it from the ground up. Because like you said, there was some negative things happening, and reputation in the community and stuff. And you had to kind of like unwind all that and get the ball rolling again. And so talk to us about what was that kind of rebrand like? Not necessarily rebrand in terms of changing the logo and stuff, but what were some things y'all put into place to start kind of changing the vibe of the company and getting that ball rolling again and building that reputation back up?
Good question. Um, we actually not so much because that wasn't Ken's side of the job, but I did a lot of going out with the teams, meeting the customers, you know, letting them know new management. And at that time, of course, I was the face of the company, the new face of the company, and they wanted to know who it was. And I talked to them about who we'd be sending to their house and there's certain things that we were going to be doing differently. Make sure we were going to maintain. If you have a good relationship with your maid, don't worry, we're not going to change it.
Yeah.
And I did, and then I followed up. Now, if we've got some people that we see are not doing a great job in your house or there are issues, we're going to do something about that too. And so they started providing feedback that was then actionable for me to either do coaching or do something a little more serious.
Yeah.
And so, we really started out with the very basics.
Yeah.
Get that customer relationship highlighted, make sure we had really good employees that we were sending out there and doing a really spectacular job and making sure the client was happy, calling them back for feedback.
Yep.
All that stuff was I think important in getting it going again.
For sure, for sure. No, and that's I forget what business book it is, but it basically says that no business problems can't be solved just by talking to your customers. Just talk to your customers. That face-to-face connection, you can't change, you can't beat it. It
Yep.
developed something that it's just not, you're not going to get over text and email. And hearing that back is all the insights you need to grow the business and keep people around for a long time. So that's super valuable. And when, so the first year, you kind of get the ball rolling again. What was it like from a marketing perspective of, over the last 10 years, what has been y'all's best way of getting new customers? Most people listening to this own a home service business, they're in a cleaning business or some sort of business. And the number one question I always get is, how do I get more customers? Right. And so what's been y'all's best channel of acquiring more customers?
At first, to be very honest, we didn't do a whole lot of marketing until we got everything worked out behind the scenes.
Yeah.
Got our customer relationships up and, made sure we had the staff where we wanted them before we started doing any advertising. And when we first started, you know, Google reviews and that sort of thing weren't a huge deal.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, we had a website and we were on there and all that, but we did things like uh and now I can't remember the name of it. It's been so long, but where you set value pack, and there was another one similar to value pack where you picked an area and you set thousands of coupons out, and those worked pretty well early on, and then they quit working. We did door hangers for a while, and then they quit working, and then as Google evolved and the internet evolved, all of a sudden, people weren't so much looking at that. They'd skip all that. Those value packs or whatever they were going right in the trash can. They might flip through it, but it'd go right in the trash can. That's what I did.
Yeah.
But when you want something, you can go right to the internet and find everything you want to know, and you can investigate the provider, and then there it is. So
Yeah.
we started focusing on that.
Yeah, for sure. That's awesome. And it sounds like, y'all kind of plugged the holes in the leaky bucket before you tried to pour more water in. A lot of people always just trying to dump more water, more eyeballs, more customers, or whatever, but they're losing customers and things are going bad or whatever. And it's like, well, it's a lot easier to plug that leaky bucket and then turn the faucet on and try
Yeah. Yeah.
than just to let things go out. So that's incredible. Well, we talked about it a little bit about how y'all clean in an innovative way, but what makes Maid Brigade different from, maybe the other cleaning services in the area?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a really fun thing for me to talk about
Yeah.
because there's a lot of cleaning companies out there that boast about green cleaning. And I think we were the first company to go to green cleaning. But then, the timing was interesting, right before COVID, not during COVID, but before COVID, we had already started with this pure cleaning concept, which is above and beyond what green cleaning is. and we began to manufacture our own products right here in our office. We do it with electrolyzed water, and we had a disinfectant that we could spray, and it would do a 360-degree coating, like on doorknobs, door handles, anything like that. You get it all clean, and then you spray the house with this, and it's disinfected. Now a lot of people don't so much care about that, but if you've got kids in the house or you got whatever, then you don't want to be dealing with all those germs and everything. And I'm a little bit of a germaphobe. I mean, I'm not militant about it, but I want everything
Yeah.
clean and I want it disinfected. So we had one machine that manufactures two products, and one's a degreaser, and then the other one is the disinfectant. So depending on what you need, that's what you do. And then COVID hit, and shoot, we were ready. We could keep on cleaning because we could go into the house and we could clean, we could spray, boom,
Yeah.
no COVID.
For
And the product that we had lasted in the house for 15 to 30 days. And
Wow.
the science boggles my mind, but if bacteria germs landed on your counter and it had been sprayed with this stuff, it just killed them.
Wow.
So, that was great. So the innovation in Maid Brigade has been great in keeping up with the times and all that. And then the other thing that we're really proud of and that we focus on is not just cleaning and disinfection, but if we come and clean your house, we want you to come home and enjoy your house and feel comfortable in your house. And you got a hard day at work, you come home and you go, "Oh, my house is clean and I didn't have to clean it." So it gives you back your time and your peace and health too, because your house is clean and healthy.
Hey, real quick, before we get back to the video, if you're a local business owner and you're serious about getting more customers from Google, I want to invite you to our free school community linked down below. Inside, you'll get weekly coaching calls where I can personally help you one-on-one so you're never stuck wondering what to do next to get more customers. Once you join, we'll give you a custom-built ranking report to show you exactly how you're ranking against your competitors, and then we'll even show you the next couple things you can do to start ranking higher. We do all of these reports manually to make sure they're done right. You'll get our 50,000 Google review script, the same script we've used to help hundreds of businesses get over 50,000 reviews, showing you what to say, when to request the review, how to follow up and get that review without being annoying or awkward. And you'll even get a step-by-step checklist on how to optimize your Google Business profile to make sure you're ranking at the top of Google. Sometimes just making a few tweaks on that Google Business profile can be the difference between never showing up on Google and dominating your area. All in all, you'll get access to a community of business owners and experts trying to grow their business just like you. It's a safe space to ask questions and get more tailored one-on-one advice. It's 100% free. I don't have a coaching program or a course to sell you. Just click the link down below, join the community. We'd love to see you inside.
For sure. No, that's awesome. And it is so, I know my wife and I have been working with the cleaner for a couple months now, locally. And, yeah, I know normally weekends are like, oh, gotta deep clean everything, and just having somebody come, it's like she has her kind of Sundays back, where she's not stressed about all the things that you gotta get ready for the week, and just have to deep clean and I don't have to clean as well. So it is so nice. And talk about that a little bit. Like, what are some stories of? I think some people think, oh, obviously cleaning a home can be a luxury service, but for some people it is a requirement. Some people, can't do it anymore. Or they don't need it. So what are some awesome,
Yeah, yeah,
or if y'all able to help people out in need?
yeah, yeah. Uh, Well, I'll just give you a couple little examples. Um, we have a client that's been with us for quite a while, and um, our maid got there one day, and she had been helping her husband out of the shower. He'd been kind of sick, and he slipped and fell.
Mm.
And she didn't hesitate. She got in there. She helped her get him up off the floor and get him into bed.
Wow.
We had another maid who got to the house and found the client on the garage floor where she had fallen and she couldn't get up. So she helped her up and got her into bed and called her family to come and help her and do that kind of thing. And so those kind of things, saying, okay, we got the right people in here. They didn't run away from that kind of thing. So, and that kind of thing happens a lot. And we get calls all the time from people, they may be calling up ostensibly to reschedule or they want something different done, but they'll say, "Oh my gosh, I love my team. Just reschedule me, but keep me with my team." And, because they love those girls. And this was nice. I'll tell one more story about that. I was sitting in my office yesterday and a client couple walked in and they had this big tray of cookies in their arms. And they walked in and said, "This is for our team. We love them so much. We just wanted to do something sweet for them." So they had this huge tray of cookies. And I said, "Okay, so now to be clear, this is for your team, right?" This
Yeah.
and they
Yeah.
on it. And uh and I you know, and it's not just me. Let me make sure I'm saying that.
Mm.
The face of the company right now are actually focused on two women. One is Kelly, and she handles all the customer service. If you call and you need something different done, or you need rescheduling, or you need to set up service, Kelly's the one. Kelly's been with me for 13 years. She started as a maid, she was field manager, and now she
Awesome.
runs the customer service side of the business. And then I have another woman who is, I don't know how I got so lucky with her. She owned 5 party stores in California, and she ran a maid service in, Carolina for a while. It was much smaller, but this and that. I needed somebody, and she just showed up. So, you know, she does so much more now. Her title is field manager, but she's so much more than that because she wrangles the maids. She makes sure they're on point, doing the right thing. She also has relationships with the clients who are at home with clean. Not many of them are. They usually trust us, and we go in and we do our thing. But she makes
Yeah.
sure they're on their toes and doing the right thing. And then she comes in and she helps her with a lot of the financial stuff and stuff too, just because she likes it and she's better
Yeah.
at it. So
Yeah.
the leadership team here is as important as the cleaning teams are.
Yeah. And it's such a sign and a testament of a great business when you have people that have been with you for 5, 10 years, and they're staying around. And that's it's a much better way to run the business than constant turnover and new people all the time. And sometimes that's part of it, but sticking with people is great.
And I'm a people person. I'm kind of from the sales background. So the relationships and in a business like this one especially, it's about relationships. If you take your car in to get it, you don't have a relationship with the mechanic. And if you do, I'm sorry because you're in there too often. But,
Yeah.
we have relationships with these people and we're part of their lives and vice versa. So, um, you want to take care of them. They're like your friends, your family. And I don't want to overstate that, but I don't know if I can overstate it because it's important and it's the funnest part of the whole thing too.
Yeah, for sure.
Scrubbing toilets is not always that much fun. It may surprise you, but giving people a nice, clean place to come home to at night and relax and knowing you did a good job and you provided that service is nirvana as far as we're concerned.
Yeah, yeah. No, that's incredible. That's really awesome. Well, talk to us a little bit about, how did you hear about Review Harvest in the first place? Where did you find us?
Oh, well. Hmm. There is a Maid Brigade office in New York in the White Plains area, and these people have been amazing. Her Can I say her name? Her name's Robin Murphy,
Yeah.
and she's like, I wanna grow up to be just like Robin. And, um, and she's amazing, and she and I talk back and forth quite a bit, and,
Yeah.
she's the one who, because I was having trouble getting reviews. I mean, we had what I called my shameless request email that I would send to people and say, blah, 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 please go online and review, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And, I thought I was doing fairly well at it, and she told me about you guys, so I made that call, and we'd been hovering around, I don't know, 110 reviews or whatever it was, and all of a sudden, we're up to, like, 185 in just a few short weeks. I was like, "Okay, I got it."
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. What has your experience been? I know we've talked a little bit, but you mainly talked to Carly and stuff, but what has your experience been like working with us so far? What's kinda your favorite part of it?
Oh gosh, um, that's been great. Anytime I've ever had a question or anything, you guys have been right on it. Anything I needed help with, you've been right there. Really, there hasn't been much that I needed help with because it's all so automatic. And that's the other thing I like about it, because when you're running a business like this, you don't have a whole lot of time. So that's made it really easy. So all I have to do is I come in, I pulled up, oh, look, another review. And,
Yeah.
oh, look, another 5-star review. So yeah.
For sure, for
So
sure. And as business owners, we wear so many hats, right? We're wearing so many hats all the time. We're doing this, that, and the other. And so
yeah.
when we can take just one small thing, one simple thing off a business owner's plate, there's nothing that makes us happier. That's coming home to the clean home for your clients, for us. That
Right.
makes it all worth it. And so that's incredible. But we'll have if anybody's in the Jacksonville area, we'll have their links down below in the description. So feel free to reach out to them and get started. But Jay, this was absolutely amazing. We like to finish out with, like I said, most people listening to this are trying to grow their own business, whether it's cleaning or home service, whatever it is. So what's kind of a piece of advice you would give to somebody who might be in that first year, then that hard year where they're trying to grow or trying to get things situated? What's a piece of advice you have for that business owner?
Don't give up.
Yeah.
One thing.
Yeah.
But take care of your people first and then your customers. And if you're your people when you start out, then you're the one doing that. But and as you go, talk to your customers and have a good relationship with them so that when you then come and ask them, and the way I had always put it, help other people find a service that cares about whatever it is you're doing. And that's kind of the way I used to phrase it. It's not like, and it will help us, of course. And we always tell people it means the world to us and, it's really important. But then we also say, you're also helping other people find us when you do that.
Yeah, for sure.
And
Yeah.
those Google reviews and really anywhere on the internet, I think, are important. And people just want to know that you're not a fly-by-night company in and out.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, no, for sure. Sound advice. Take care of your people. Talk to your customers. Have that relationship. And a lot of the other stuff will fall into place. So,
right.
this was awesome. Thanks so much for hopping on, Jay. You have an amazing rest of your day, and we will definitely be in touch.
Thank you. I
Yeah.
enjoyed it.